So our spotlight speaker today is Kimberly Henrie, and you met her briefly a few minutes ago during the spotlight presentation. She has got all kinds of awards, from Alignable for Local Business Person of the Year for 2 years now in a row, and as a community supporter. She's highly recommended. She is also an Alignable Alliance ambassador, and is also she leads an online networking meeting, which she's going to talk to us about as well. And so, Kimberly, uh, are you able to? Are you there? I can't see everybody, so
She's there.
okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, I will turn it over to you. Do I have all of your information correct?
You sure do.
Awesome.
Thank you
Okay,
very
Kimberly,
much.
I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, maybe I should do a presentation on Alignable, but I'll hold that. I will. You guys can contact me about Alignable questions anytime. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Let's see. Share screen. Let me share this. I do not need sound. Okay, can you hear me? Still, everybody? Okay, great. So I'm Kimberly Henrie. Living the Good Life. That's my umbrella company. Living the Good Life's been around about 3 or 4 years. And I'll share with you a little bit about how that came to be and how it plays in with the other things that I'm doing. But first and foremost, I'm a wife of an Army veteran. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I travel the country in our Class A motorhome. Just finished up a big event in Rock Springs, Wyoming. We were there for a little over a week, about 10 days, with the Escapees Club for their annual escapade. So there's 1,100 RVers there. And boy, did we have a lot of fun and did a lot of celebrating. Um, what I offer in the context of this group is a way to support the sacrifices of people like Terry's brother, my husband, all of you who have served, anyone who's supporting in that hero's role, um, because we are an American-based company, American manufacturing, American owned, and when it comes to being able to support our community and our country, it's the little things that add up to be really big versus making a huge contribution. It's just switching the things in your day to day that can make a really big impact if we all do it. So I wanted to share a little bit about that as well. My background is in two concurrently running tracks. One is radio, broadcast, voiceover, all the voice related stuff. And then the other is in health and wellness. I've been doing both of those things since about 1995. So 29 years with my health and wellness business in August. We'll be celebrating that. So I've been around a long time. A few years back, I decided to create a podcast around something that I was going through. And that is, I was in my 40s. I was in a transition, and I was just thinking, you know what? I am really smart. I have a lot of skills. I have people in my life that I love, but I'm not living the life that I'd always thought I would create for myself. And as I've talked to people over the years, a lot of us have found ourselves in that place at least once, and maybe sometimes there's been a few times where we have to redirect. And I wanted to create a podcast because that was in my wheelhouse, to talk to people about what they did to create their dream, their reality. And so we created the Living the Good Life podcast. And a community around that. And that is really how I've learned so much, just by the people that has brought me in front of, or has brought in front of me. So it is an act of service, It's not a monetized podcast in any way, shape, or form, but it is, I share it with you because that is the umbrella of who I am and what I do and why. And maybe how you or someone you know can come into my sphere, my circle, and maybe learn something about how they can create the life that they want. So I've talked to everybody from politicians to PR managers to voiceover artists to spiritual leaders, vegans and carnivores, and every religion, every type of orientation, race, sexual orientation, everything, very inclusive. And the reason for that is because we all deserve the opportunity to have the conversation about what it is we want to create collectively as a country and globally as well. So that's a little bit about living the good life. Now, part of living the good life for me has been my alliance with a health and wellness business. It is not just products that bring me into the health and wellness space. I've also been a personal trainer, gym owner. I'm a yoga teacher. I was in the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning working out with weights in the 80s when I was still in high school. So it's been a long lived piece of my life. Now I got to move this window so I can switch screens. Technology. I've been in the technology space a long time, but you know what? It always trips me up. It doesn't matter. It keeps tripping me up. So as I was talking about, it's the small decisions every day that really add up to the big impact in our country, in our world. So we're going to talk about voting with your dollars. Now, I'm going to talk kind of specifically about the company that I work with, but I want you to realize that these principles can make an impact no matter where you're shopping. I just happen to have a solution that I really love, and I think that others would love too if they took a moment to take a peek at it. But there's some things here that you can do. You can make it easy. You can make it hard. So the company that I'm aligned with, 99% of our products are manufactured in the US. 1% are manufactured in Canada. And one little tiny product is manufactured in Italy, and it's mascara. So, I guess the Italians got the mascara on lock. I don't know. That's important to me because, one, I love supporting the country that I've been a part of forever, right? And that my husband, my family members, my sister, my brother-in-law, my other brother, so many people in my life have contributed to creating the country that we are in. And so when we purchase made in the USA, we're bringing jobs, we're keeping the money in this economy. We are not only creating jobs specific to our manufacturing process, but we're showing a model of how other companies could do the same. It can be done. And we can offer things affordably. It doesn't have to cost more to be made in America. Okay. So we support American families and jobs, and we support the infrastructure. So when you have, and I'm probably preaching to the choir, and I recognize that. So give me a little grace on that point. But when we are creating American manufacturing, we're not just creating manufacturing jobs. I read some statistics a few months back that for every manufacturing job, there's 12 supporting jobs in the community that are created. We're talking about healthcare, we're talking about education, we're talking about gas stations and grocery stores and all of the things that those workers go out and spend money on. I'm going to go safer products for your home, eco-friendly. It's rare that American made and eco-friendly are in the same sentence. Okay. This is another opportunity for us to become leaders in an area and reclaim that for our country. And the reason eco-friendly is important is because somebody else mentioned it. The nutrients in our soil is not as good because of our manufacturing processes over the years. Um, we have polluted our food supply. We have polluted our oceans. We've polluted in a lot of ways, and I won't get on the soapbox about that. But again, taking care of those things takes care of us economically as well. It's not just about hugging a tree. And that's something that I've circled back to. I never made that connection until a couple of years ago. It's not just, oh, gee, if I eat a Pop-Tart, I'm poisoning myself and I should be eating a granola bar, but those aren't great either. But it's okay. What if you watch the movie about the Pop-Tarts? You'll learn a few things there. But what are the ideals that we are manufacturing things with, that we are shopping with? Okay. So do you want to buy something that's going to feed your soul or your neighbor's soul? Or do you want to create more illness, disease, and contamination? Another perspective here is the illusion of choice. So I know it's hard to see, but this wheel here, there's about 14 companies that own pretty much all of the brands that we are shopping for. So when we go to a store and think we're making one choice over another, we're really shopping from the same manufacturer. And many of these manufacturers are not American owned, even though they might, and was it Ben that does the coins? So this might be up your alley. When you purchase from a manufacturer, they might be technically an American manufacturer, but if you look at the shareholders, more and more of the shareholders are coming from out of the country. Okay, so these companies that present as American companies are actually largely owned and held by interests outside of the country. So something, again, that I've just recently become aware of. Also, things like Burt's Bees, Tom's of Maine, brands that we've come to believe are healthy, and they were created to be healthier options. Those brands get to about 150, 200,000 million, 200, 150 million. And then they get bought out by these 14 conglomerates, and then their formulations change. So I'm here to ask you to just, if this matters to you, I'm never here to tell you what to do, but if this matters to you, the way to get around it is to start looking a little bit deeper at the things you're purchasing. Who ultimately owns the brand? Read the ingredients, even if it's a Burt's Bees, read the ingredients to make sure that it's the same Burt's Bees that you purchased 10 years ago, when it was just a little mom and pop. So if that matters to you, that's why this is important. Okay. And so what you're looking at here is my website. So you'll see some calls to action and stuff like that. When we can change our toothpaste, our laundry detergent, and the things that we're using every day, we can make a huge impact on supporting our country and what many have worked hard to create. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to share with you is beef. Angela, I don't have my time at all, so I'm hoping you'll keep me on task.
About one more minute.
Okay. So the other thing that we offer is beef, Riverbend Ranch beef. If you are a member of subscription box, most likely the beef that you're getting from that box is from out of the country. So that bothers me on a lot of levels. The first believe it or not, is not so much that it's beef from out of the country, but what that beef had to go through to get to me in the US if it's from out of the country. How many days did it travel? How was it packaged? How many people handled it? And on and on and on. So that's bothersome to me. But what I love about the beef that I represent is that it is fully integrated and vertically integrated, so that from the feed to the processing to the shipping is all handled by one company. So I know that it's been handled well from beginning to end, and it's affordable, and it's never ever no hormones, no antibiotics, super healthy, prime and choice beef. So uh, hopefully I've given you some things to think about. And if this is of interest to you at all, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to do a little deeper dive and answer all of your questions. Or if you know someone you think would be a good fit, please send them my way as well. And that, I'll end with that.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. That was very informative. And uh, I've been wanting to try that meat. I've heard of
It's
that
amazing.
before. So yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Let me, where am I at? Oh, I know. I'm trying to share my screen here.
Oh, would you like me to unshare?
You can, but when I share it automatically makes yours stop. There we
Yeah.
go. So the way that one thing that you all can do to help Kimberly is to connect with her on social media, to try to promote her, meet with her one-to-one and ask her how you can help her, refer clients to her as well. So, and also she's going to talk to you here in just a minute for and try to swing through this real quick before we run out of time. We have these spotlight speakers lined up. Not sure, I may have somebody for July 29th and September 2nd, but if you don't see your picture on here on the date that I gave you, please let me know. And if you do see your picture, just make sure it's marked on your calendar. And also, we have dates all the way out to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and after the first of the year available as well. And as far as announcements go, Kimberly, that's where I was going to ask you to tell everybody about your meeting. If you just take a minute to tell them how to find it.
Absolutely. I think you're referring to our Thursday morning 8 a.m. virtual coffee. Now, that meeting is primarily folks in Colorado, but we always welcome anyone. So it's 8 o'clock on Thursday mornings, every Thursday morning. We switch it up. Sometimes we do masterminds, sometimes we do spotlights, sometimes we do guest speakers. So we have a variety of things going on there. And a lot of people say that it's their favorite meeting on Alignable. I'm sure it's because they haven't been to yours, Angela. But so I would encourage you to come to that. And then I also offer, sorry, my husband's moving around the RV. I'm sure you can hear that.
What's the name of
Also,
the meeting?
it is Coffee and Networking. It's called Coffee and Networking.
What time frame? I mean,
It is,
what?
oh, I'm sorry, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Mountain Time.
I think that would be 10 to 11 your time, Terry, on Eastern. Do you still do the RV meeting as well?
I do, yes. So, okay, let me.
Do we have any RVers, or if anybody sees this recording and they do RV?
Yeah, and anybody who can, you might be an RV supplier or somebody who would be a good connection for or resource for RVers. So, you can also join us on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and that is in the RV Entrepreneur Group. And I think it's just called the Weekly RV Entrepreneur Networking Meeting. But you can reach out to me directly if you have trouble finding it. I put my website in there. You can also email me or find me on Alignable. I am also an ambassador and happy to answer any questions around Alignable.
Thank you, Kimberly.